Okay, are you ready for the next
There's
one?
more?
Yes.
These things, I'm sorry, people. These
141.
These things are.
Here, some people need to know.
Go ahead, hurry up.
Do I really need to follow the pregnancy dietary restrictions? Yes.
Okay, are you talking about dietary restriction, or are you talking about supplementing missing vitamins and minerals for the pregnancy?
No.
See, there's two different sides there, because you're going to need a different kind of intake for the betterment of the baby.
I could never take the pills. I could never take the vitamins.
Forget the vitamin. I'm saying you still need a certain level.
Yes. But the dietary restrictions are absolutely necessary.
Are you talking about like alcohol?
No, I'm talking like lunch meat.
So you're talking about things not to eat.
Yeah, dietary restrictions. You cannot eat lunch meat. The reason you cannot eat lunch meat is because lunch meat can harbor listeria, and 100% of the time, listeria will kill your unborn child. Do not eat lunch meat. Don't take the chance. If you want to eat it, warm it up. It's not cold. You can't eat it cold. You have to restrict how much fish you eat, especially if you're eating fish coming from the Great Lakes.
Speaking of fish, before you continue, you're talking about what's in the fish that you're worried about right now.
Mercury.
Stop. Now you got to worry about plastic.
Yes.
Because they just found within the last few weeks, and this, I don't know if this was in the game fish, like the salmons and all those, but the salmon eat the smaller fish.
Yep.
Inside of the eggs, they're finding plastic.
Yes.
So fish are now coming out plastic.
Yep.
Inside of the egg. Okay, good. Continue.
So you have to be aware of fish. There are certain fish that you absolutely cannot eat. Just follow it. There's a reason. You should eat some salmon. You should eat some tuna. But you need to follow the restrictions. Soft cheeses, you can't eat them because they will harm your child. Yes, they taste yummy. Yes, you may crave them. Sorry. You're a grown-up now. You can't do it. So follow the dietary restrictions. There is a reason they're there.
Why is anybody asking this question?
Well, I actually know a lot of women who, when they were pregnant, they ate them, and I was fine, so you could go right ahead.
Yeah, well, back in the day, they used to smoke.
Right. I remember...
And we're not fine.
I remember with Aaron's pregnant, when I was pregnant with Aaron, and when my parents died, and I called my OBGYN to let them know because I was already high risk, I was already on bed rest, and I wanted them to be aware that this happened because I didn't know how my body was going to react to the grief and the stress. And one of his partners told me to take a warm bath and have a glass of wine. And I was like, are you sure that's what I should do? Maybe you should grab my chart. And he said, okay, hold on. And so he came back and he was like, scratch that, don't do it.
Duh.
If you have questions, ask your doctor.
And the doctor tells you to go get a warm bath and drink some wine, and you're allergic to fucking wine.
I'm allergic to wine. I was also not allowed to have Tylenol, which normal pregnant women are allowed to have. I wasn't.
Really?
Right? I had so many extra restrictions because of my high risk status that he really shouldn't be giving me just this everyday pregnancy. Go ahead and do this. It's all right. If you don't think what the doctor said is accurate, ask him to grab your chart because they can't remember all their patients.
Being doctors is not a science; it's an art.
It's a practice.
It's an art. It changes.
If you have any questions during your pregnancy,
ask Karen.
No, don't ask me. Call your doctor. I don't care if it's...
You just told them that the doctor gave bad advice.
No, I'm saying tell him to get your chart if you're unsure, because it wasn't my doctor. It was one of his partners.
I know, but the point is you just told them that they can't rely on the doctor.
No, I'm saying if you have a question about what's going on with your body and you aren't sure, call your doctor. It doesn't matter what time of day or night it is. You pay for that service. They work for you. You call them. So many times women will say, oh, I don't want to bother them. It's the middle of the night.
Fuck that. Bother their ass. OBGYNs, they're already awake.
They're probably already working.
They're usually at the hospital.
They have a service for this reason. You're paying for this service. Use it.
They're probably
You're
at
not-
the hospital right now playing
Right?
Big Wiss or something.
You don't playing big with. You are not inconveniencing them.
Inconveniencing an OBGYN.
This is their job.
I know, this is what they do. They sit up all night long.
Right.
They went to
Chasing after nurses.
Why is reading to an infant a thing?
Oh God, we're doing more?
Yeah.
There's more to this?
I have lots. I haven't even gotten to the biggest one.
You almost said
Okay.
2 hours, man.
Okay, come on.
What is it? What?
Why is reading to an infant a thing?
Oh God, just tell them and let's move on. These are things. I mean, really?
Start reading to your child
Do you
when they're
want them
in
to
the
speak?
womb. Start reading to your child when they're in the womb.
Do you want them to understand
They're-
English?
I know.
It builds their vocabulary. It builds their comprehension. It builds their.
Who asked this question?
Lots
Can
of-
I smack them?
Lots of women do not.
Lots of women?
I have had-
Where the man at?
Go ahead, do your man thing.
No, where the man at? That's
How-
asking this dumbass question.
How often did you read to the children?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot.
As much as you did.
A lot. But even when you were teeny little people,
Yeah. We would sit down and we would read books for hours.
we had the entire Dr. Seuss collection, and that was
Short books, little short books, lots of colors. Read.
Yep.
Yeah.
board books.
Sit on the lap, read.
Yeah.
So, who asked this question?
It builds their. Listen,
It sounded like you were looking for someone.
listen. Parents always want to complain about the child's attention span.
Free switches.
Stop.
For adults.
Parents always want to complain that their child doesn't have a long attention span. You start reading to your child as an infant. You are then building their ability to pay attention longer. Don't give them an iPad. Don't give them your phone. Don't sit them in front of the computer. Read a damn book.
But
You also are teaching them language, and you're teaching them to understand what you're saying with your voice.
Yes.
Also, children's books are meant for children. That's why they're children's books. It's meant for you to read them to the child. Child can't read them. Too little.
I want
That's such a
to.
dumb
Whoever asked this
question.
question, I'm gonna knock on your door.
Well, there are many parents who think that the kids don't start getting books until they're like toddlers or preschool.
You're saying kids don't start reading, or kids don't start getting books? Because that's
Kids
not
don't start.
the same thing.
They don't start getting interested in books until then.
Who the fuck thinks that?
Well, I've had a lot of women, a lot of parents actually.
You're saying a lot of women. Where are these women at?
Listen,
because
a lot of the parents
where
I
are
was
they
in
husbands
preschool-
at?
When I was in preschool, a lot of the parents didn't know that they should be reading at home.
Really? Didn't we have?
I mean, we still
Didn't we have a whole campaign about reading at some point?
Yeah.
In our past.
Yeah.
Reading's fundamental.
Yeah.
They
Don't
still
I
do.
say that almost
Yeah.
at least once a
Once a
day?
Don't you look me? I'll go. read
At
right
least.
now. All right.
Miss, I want to read in
Come
bed.
on
I'm
now.
supposed to be sleeping.
I don't understand why things that aren't controversial. You're not talking about something that people don't understand. Why are people still having those questions? It's
I
like
think it's
like
because-
our culture should have moved on from that.
Honestly, I think it's because they don't understand the value, they don't understand the purpose, and they don't know that they have the time. Like, I had a student try to tell me, Mrs. Farr, I can't read at night because I can't read every day because I have all these other things. But you go to bed.
Fuck that, you ride in the car, like I said before.
15 minutes. Aaron and Keegan did not go to bed until, I don't know, maybe they were 9 and 11 years old without a story. And even then I would go and read big chapter books. I'd read to them 4 or 5 hours a day like it was my damn job, because it was.
I know, but why are people still asking about reading to children?
It's not with children, this is infants. They want to know why should
Why are
read
they
to
asking that
infants?
question when they always say, even in popular culture today, talk to the child
While it's in the belly.
Yeah.
I used to put headphones on.
Yeah, put headphones on and all that. It's like,
I mean, she's
whose
seen that
voice?
episode of Friends.
Whose voice do you want them to learn?
Keegan, when I was pregnant with Keegan, and she used to get the hiccups every single day at the same time, and all Aaron would have to do is just put his hand on my stomach, and she stopped.
I don't know. What does that have to do with reading?
It's the voice. They need.
That was no voice. That's a hand.
They need the voice recognition.
My hand wasn't talking.
They need that recognition. But if you really want to build their language, you give them books. You read them books all the time.
Or you just talk to them like people.
You want them to understand the words good.
If you want to find the Traveling Fars, you can find us on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Pinterest, the iTunes, the Spotify, and I think the Google podcasting thing.
Yes.
The Traveling Fars. If you like the Twitter and Instagram, Traveling Fars. Email travelingfars@gmail.com and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. All right, we're out of here. Say goodbye to the people.
Stay tuned for the game chat.
Stay tuned. Yeah, say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Okay.
Oh,
perfect timing.
it stopped right in the middle of my Camp 2.
So you forgot about Camp 2.
Yeah.
Peace!